Hello, I'm Hunter with Economy Shed, and today I want to show you the process and what to expect after you purchase your shed, whether it's online or from one of our salesmen, or dealers as we like to call them. Now the big question you may be asking yourself is what happens next after I've made a large purchase or made a down payment on a building. And a lot of that depends on what type of building you purchased. There's two types of building sales that we offer here at Economy Shed, and the first is inventory buildings and the second is new builds. Let's begin with inventory buildings. Inventory buildings can be bought from a dealership lot where you meet with a dealer, or they can also be purchased from our online inventory through our e-commerce site. What happens after you purchase one of our inventory buildings, whether it's online or through a dealer, is a simple process. First, if it's a purchase made online, depending on what dealership the building is coming from, the dealer designated to that building will reach out to you and make sure your purchase of that building was intentional and correct before you begin to process your payment. Once everything is signed and good to go, we'll then process your payment and assign a driver so your building can be delivered in a timely manner. Once one of our drivers sees your building on their driver's app, they'll reach out to you, typically by phone, and set up a time and day for the delivery. The two things for you to do after a delivery is scheduled is first to make sure you have plenty of clearance where the building is going and where the building will be moved, and second, that you have blocks ready at the site so one of our drivers can set and level the building. If you need an idea of how many blocks you need, you can visit our e-commerce site and look in our free delivery section. And it's not a bad idea to get a few extra just in case. Once your building is delivered, if the building was paid for on a purchase, you will then give the driver the rest of the payment. If it was a rent-to-own, you will then wait for the rent-to-own company to contact you and set up your monthly payments. Now that we covered inventory buildings, let's now go over what happens when you buy a new building, whether it's online through our 3D configurator or custom design with one of our dealers. What happens after you purchase one of our new buildings is essentially the same as our inventory buildings, except for the fact that the wait time is longer because the building is not built yet. After we process your order for a new building, the building is assigned to one of our Economy Shed shops. Here the building would be framed, skinned, and roofed the way you designed it. Keep in mind, depending on what building you ordered, we may have to order materials specific to your building's needs, which can cause a longer wait time for completion. Once the building is finished, a driver will then be notified in the driver's app that the building is completed and that they will contact you typically by phone and schedule a time and day for the delivery. Once your new building is delivered, if the building was paid for on a purchase, you will then get the driver the rest of the payment. If it was a rent-to-own, you will then wait for the rent-to-own company to contact you and set up your monthly payments. Don't forget, whether you purchase an inventory or new building, that you as a customer will need to provide the blocks for the driver for the leveling of the building.